In the last lecture, we have seen how to design a synchronous counter. The basic steps for designing the synchronous counters are: the first one, calculate the total number of flip-flops. Second one, draw the state diagram based on the question. Third one, using that state diagram, prepare the circuit excitation table. Fourth one, using that circuit excitation table, simplify that using K-map. And the last one, implement using gates. So for every question you have to follow the same procedure. You have to follow all these 5 steps, then you can easily design the synchronous counters. Now today we will do another question. Write this one: design a counter that counts the sequence 0, 3, 5, 6 and then back to 0. And also write, check whether the counter is self-starting or not. Normally these types of questions are asked in the university examination. You have to check whether the counter is self-starting, which means lockout condition, or if the counter is in self-start, if the counter is not in self-start condition, you have to find out some ways to make the counter self-starting. So I will explain all those things later. What is the meaning of self-starting, a lockout condition, all those things later. First we will do this example to design a synchronous counter which follows the sequence 0, 3, 5, 6, 0. So I'll start from the first step. You have to calculate the total number of flip-flops. The larger number in the question is number 6. Its binary is 110, which means you can represent 6 using 3 bits. So the number of flip-flops required is 3. Since I have not specified anything in the question, you can use the 3 JK flip-flops. If anything is specified in the question, like you have to use a T flip-flop, then you have to implement the circuit using T flip-flop. Here I am using JK. So 3 JK flip-flops. The second is you have to draw the state diagram. So state diagram is very easy to draw. The first state is 0, 0, 0. Because in the question it is given, you have to start from 0. So the first state is 0. Now what is the next state? From 0, it should count 3, which means when the next clock arrives, it should count to 3. 0, 1, 1. Next clock pulse, it should go to 5, that is 1, 0, 1. In the next clock pulse, it should go to, or it should count 6, 1, 1, 0. The next clock, it should return back to 0, 0, 0. So this is a state diagram. Starting sequence is 0, then 3, this is 5, and this is 6, and then back to 0. Now based on the state diagram, you have to prepare the circuit excitation table. Now how to prepare the circuit excitation table? Since you require 3 flip-flops, I'm writing Q0, Q1, Q2, similarly Q0 star, Q1 star and Q2 star. Q2, Q1, Q0 represents the present state, and this represents the next state, that is star values represents the next state. Using this, there are 3 JK flip-flops. You have to find out what is J0, K0. Just you did in the previous example. Similar to the previous example. J0, K0 is J1, K1, J2, K2. So the starting state is 0, 0, 0. What is the next state? The question says it should go to, from 0, it should go to 3, that is 0, 1, 1. Now if the present state is 0, 1, 1, that is 3, what is the next state? It is 5, 1, 0, 1. If the present state is 5, that is 1, 0, 1, what is the next state? 6, that is 1, 1, 0. If the present state is 1, 1, 0, what is the next state? The question says it should return back to 0. So this is the representation. Now using this Q2, Q1, Q0 and the star values, you have to find out J0, K0, J1, K1, J2, K2. For that you will be using the excitation table of a JK flip-flop. So excitation table of a JK, again I am writing 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. 0x, 1x, x1 and x0. So using this we can fill the values for J0 and K0. I'm going to fill up this J0, K0 using these values Q0 and Q0 star. So the first value of Q0 is 0, the next state is 0, 1. So 0, 1 in the excitation table says J and K must be 1 and X. Now Q0, the present state is 1. For the next state to become 1, what is the value? 1, 1 represent X0. Present state is 1, next state is 0. 1, 0 represent X1. 0, 0, 0, 0 represent 0x. Now fill J1 and K1 using the value Q1 and Q1 star. 0, 1, 0, 1 represent 1x. 1, 0, 1, 0 equal to x1. 0, 1, 0, 1 means 1x. And 1, 0, 1, 0 means again x1. Now try to find the values for J2 and K2 using these values Q2 and Q2 star. Use the same excitation table and you fill the complete excitation table. The next step is you have to simplify these expressions and using K-map and find out the values for J0, K0, J1, K1, J2 and K2. So I'm not going to find all the values. I'll simply do, for example, I will do J0. How to find this J0? So to find J0, inputs are Q2, Q1, Q0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. Now 0, 0, 0, 1 and 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, don't care. The next is 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, the value is don't care. The last is 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, the value is 0. Now the other boxes you can represent using don't cares. Now you can simplify. Either you can take this as a quad or you can take this as a quad. So the answer for this group is Q2 bar. Similarly, you find out what is K0, what is J1, K1, J2 and K2. So the final answer J0 equal to, check these answers are correct or not, Q2 bar, K0 equal to Q0, Q0, J1 equal to K1 equal to 1, then J2 equal to K2 equal to Q1. Now using this you have to implement, that's the final step. So I will draw 3 JK flip-flops. Assume that this is J0, K0 and this is Q0, J1, K1, this is Q1, J2, K2 and this is Q2. Since this is a synchronous counter that I forgot to mention in the previous video, please remember this, since it's a synchronous counter you have to supply clock simultaneously to all the flip-flops. Clock is given simultaneously to all the flip-flops, unlike asynchronous counters where the output of the first is given as the clock to the second. But in synchronous counters you have to supply clock simultaneously to all the flip-flops. You can supply positive edge triggered or negative edge triggered, doesn't matter. Anyways, the clock should be synchronous. The same clock should be given to all the flip-flops. Now based on the values J0, K0 you have to implement. So J0 equal to Q2 bar. J0 equal to Q2 bar. You take Q2 using a NOT gate. You can connect it to J0. So J0 equal to Q2 bar. K0 equal to Q0. So this K0, this is Q0. This Q0 can be connected to K0. So K0 equal to Q0. Now J1 and K1 are 1. So take this J1 and K1 and together and you can connect that J1 K1 to 1. Now J2 and K2 both are Q1. So J2 and K2, it's equal to Q1. So this is the final diagram implementation. Now the next step is we need to find out whether the question also says find out is the counter self-starting or not. Now what is the meaning of self-starting? I'll write that what is the meaning of self-starting. Initially our question says in the first clock pulse the counter should count 0. In the second clock pulse it should count 3. Third clock pulse it should count 5. Next clock pulse it should count 6 and then it should return back to 0. So 0, 3, 5, 6 and 0. So this is the loop. The counter should count in this sequence. This first clock pulse, second clock it should count 3, third 5 and the fourth clock pulse 6 and the next clock pulse it should return back to 0. That's the meaning. Now from 0 to 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a 3-bit representation. From 0 to 7, only 0, 3, 5 and 6 are given in the loop. The other states are 1, 2, 4 and 7. Okay. Now the meaning of self-starting is, assume that the outputs of Q2, Q1 and Q0 somehow arranged in a way that somehow it happened to be 4. Example, this value 4. That is 1, 0, 0. At one stage if you observe, the output was Q2 was 1, Q1 was 0 and Q0 was 0, which means output was at 4. In the next clock pulse, if the state from this 4, if the flip-flop counts any of the sequence 0, 3, 5 or 6, then it is called self-starting. No problem. If it is in the unused state, if it return back to the original loop sequence in the next clock pulse, then it is called self-starting. If it is not returning, which means from the 4, it was at 4, the next clock pulse when you supply, it changed to 7. Then you apply the next clock pulse, assume that it is going to 1. Again you apply the next clock, it goes to 2. Again you apply the next clock, it goes to 4. Then 4, 7, 1, 2, it continues its own loop. This is called a lockout condition, which means it is not self-starting. So the original state that we need is 0, then it go to 3, then it go to 5, then it goes to 6 and then it goes to 0. This is the original sequence. The unused states are 1, 2, 4, 7. Okay, so again I am telling, suppose the flip-flops outputs were at 1, this one. In the next clock pulse it changed to 2. In the next clock it changed to 5. Then the loop continues 5, 6, 0, 3, 5, 6, 0, 3 continue. Then also the flip-flop is self-starting. Another case, it was at 1, the next clock it changed to 2. In the next clock it changed to 4. In the next clock it changed to say 3. It is also self-starting. Another case I am writing, initial state is 1, the next clock pulse it changed to 2. In the next clock it changed to 4. In the next clock it is changed to 7. And in the next clock it changed to say 5 or 6 or 0 or 3. again it is self-starting. Now I think you understood the difference between self-starting and a lockout condition. What is the meaning of lockout is, instead of coming back to the original sequence, it continues its own loop. Say it was at 2 initially, it goes to 4 and it goes to 7, it goes to 1 and again it goes to 2 and it goes to 4. All these are unused state. So if the condition exists, this is called not self-starting condition or a lockout condition. So from the previous diagram, you have to check whether the designed counter, the 03560 question, is self-starting or not. That I will do in the next video. For the time being, you have to understand what is the meaning of self-starting and what is the meaning of lockout.